Yo, 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 what's good, YouTube? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back welcoming you to the Friday night chop session with Stormybman. This is number 170 in the series of chop sessions. We're calling this one, This is Deeper Than Boxing. For this Friday, September 30th, 2022. Welcome everyone. Please smash the like button as you come into the building as we get ready to have a discussion on what's happening in the sport of boxing. Let's chop it up. You know, there's a lot of things going on, and then there's a lot of things that should be going on that are not going on. That's why I said that this is deeper than boxing. I think we're living in a particular climate where choices are going to have to be made. Now, that is not a parable. It's not a puzzle or a riddle. It's just a very inevitable fact. We're going to have to make some choices, people. And some of the choices that are being made are very poor and not of sound judgment. And the world around us is suffering as a result. So you have to take a stand. I know that I'm taking a stand. I tried to do a show last night on Eubank challenging Nigel Benn. Chris Eubank Sr. challenging Nigel Benn back in November of 1990 in the first of their two historical fights. And while I was doing this stream on my show, Turning the Page in Boxing History, YouTube decided to end my stream. They pulled the stream down. Now, those of you who follow my channel know that I, along with Kurt Sugar and Scrapbook Boxing, have done shows like this for quite a while. Matter of fact, as far as the Turning the Page series, that was number 10. And I will revisit that show, but I was trying to get the jump on it because their sons are fighting next weekend. And I thought it would be a great lead-in to try to build a little bit of a hype going into the new generation of Ben versus Eubank. But YouTube saw fit to take the stream down. Now, I continued the show because once you stop showing the content, your stream can be reactivated. You just have to wait a couple of minutes. And I wrote in the chat to let everybody know what was going on. But I want, for those who follow my content, enjoy my content, to take a bit of a stand with Stormybman for justice, because we're talking about fair use here. A fight from November of 1990, not a current pay-per-view, not something that just showed last week on Top Rank Boxing or DAZN, who seemingly like to go after people who want to use their content material like that because it's so damn great that they just have to hawk it. My shows are commentary and review based, not exploiting, not looking to profit. I do not monetize those shows, even though YouTube robs me consistently of my money in my partnership with them, the villains. But as I said, this is deeper than boxing. Because when you come here, what do I talk? Unless I'm talking about my kung fu movies, which you know I enjoy, or the Dine and Dish, Nerds on Culture, or sometimes we do historical boxing conversations with my brother Scrapbook Boxing. So there's a variety of content that I do here, but it's all done with respect and within the guidelines. Fair use is fair use. Now someone can say, well, he used my footage or whatever. I have tons of footage. Some from VHS, some that I transferred from VHS to DVD. And I'm learning every day more and more how to upload my content. But if you look out there over the airways of YouTube, you can find that fight on several different sources, several different channels, including one that broadcasts from ESPN. Fair use, people. Nobody's going to get rich off of this. But when you start messing with people who produce quality content, there's a problem. And I, just as any of you, should be upset about that. It's disrespectful to your intelligence. Because if you don't have a place to go for quality content, does this mean that they only want you to partake in sewage? I'm sorry, but I don't roll that way and I don't swim in those waters. But I have to call it like it is. It's improper. And it is time to take action against these people, because this is no partnership, but it's not a slave ship either. Huh? Salute to my brothers and sisters out there in the chat. I see you all out there. We got Shower Allah out there saying peace. Stormybman in the chat. OTB Boxing School is out there. Curtis Price in the building saying right on, 1000 amen. William Old School Arendt is out there saying salute my brother. Y'all smash the like button, people, when entering the building. Shawa saying hit that, tap that, smack that like button, family. OTB saying salute to the Sensei Storm. I appreciate you. And William says, I really don't get why they shut you down. I do. Because you have people out here, William, they're double agents. They're the ops. Remember, I don't war with people over the airwaves. If I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. But you think that this gives you a right to come fuck with me? No, absolutely not. I do know my legal rights, which is why I choose not to swim in the sewage. This is personal. There's been a personal affront against my content as well as the LDBC. So I don't stand alone in the attack, but I do stand with those taken to task. And retribution is coming. Boy, is it coming. But just like some of you who are out there now who are watching and can even write in the chat but do not, I've spoken of you many a times about peeping through the blinds in the bushes. Haters. You'll be found out. Yeah. Some of you will have seen me set the example of shaking the dust off of my shoes and walking. But you're not welcome here. Nor are your YouTube partners welcome here, who do despiteful things behind the scenes, such as taking people like myself stream down when others can stay online with perversion, child threatening content, people threatening to cause physical harm to others. But that's okay. What the hell does that have to do with boxing? I don't know, because I am not there, but I'm aware. I'm here doing what I do. Look at my studio setup. These graphics. I put this together. The shows I've put together. It's called creativity, people. You constantly have other people trying to do what you do because they have no inspiration to be creative within themselves. Some of you call that what? Biting your style or something like that. Copycat is the same shit that it's always been. Do you see me out here trying to challenge people on their boxing knowledge? Do you see me out here trying to imitate what our brother 78, the general, what he does? Do you see me trying to do what BFTB does? The OG, the singing OG, who lives right here in Chicago just like I do. Do you see me imitate? No. I partner up with these brothers because as a unit, we all provide the community something great. There's something in the bag for everyone. I don't bitch and cry about my numbers or who's subbed and who's not. If you rolling with me, you rolling with me. People will always be on different pages, and you don't have to eat out of everyone's pots. But you really do need, as an adult, to be able to think for yourself and make sound decisions. An apology has yet to come. And you know who you are, but you've been wrong. And until the day you fess up, you ain't gonna never stand right. And that's not a threat. That's a warning of being aware. The universe is 360 degrees. You'll find. For someone to sit up and watch what you do and go and report, oh, for shame, I think so-and-so is doing XYZ. You fucking snitch bastard. What are you doing? You see, I don't know what you're doing because I ain't looking at you. I'm not sniffing up around your rat hole. Stay the fuck away from mine. Cause the hole I have, shit comes out of it. Open wide, motherfucker. But out of this mouth, from this mind, spews intelligence, regardless of what you may think. And it don't have a damn thing to do with color or creed. There is no matching of wits when you are witless. Witless. Without conscious. Of no sound mind. There's plenty to be said, but less is more. But I promise, retribution comes. It comes. See, there are people, they pretend to be with you. Huh? Y'all remember those people who shot Malcolm, right? They look just like him. Huh? They look just like him. It's ridiculous. But there comes a time you have to be told about yourself. Yeah, just like right now. Salute to my brother Laws D Punch Out TV in that super chat. He says, Stormy, I don't always come across because of the time difference, but you know I've always had your back from the very first day. Absolutely, Laws D. You know, I got a lot of respect for Laws D, who has shown that type of support, and I show the same for him. I've encouraged him to get on the airwaves more. I know he's busy with things. He's got a son he's raising and everything, but Laws D is from the UK, people, and he does quality content himself. And I have appreciation for people who do quality content, which is why I'm always supporting him. We even have a show we do together. I created for the two of us. Our show, Laws D and myself, Kingdom and States. Yeah, I created that one too. And we've done a couple of episodes, but we need to do more. And Laws will tell you, I'm always telling him, hey, Laws, we need to get this show, man. We need to get it. You know why? Because that's the kind of person I am. I look to collaborate. I look to build bridges, mend fences, make way out of no way. I don't try to be destructive and burn the house down. Put a hole in the ship so it may sink. or stand next to you and fart, the big one, and walk away and leave you with the scent. That's not who I am. A man can be measured by his actions, considered by his words. But it's a combination of things that is the sum total of whom he may be. And we all fall short. We're not perfect. But when you seek out evil, when you call yourself digging ditches, looking, hoping to either push or have someone fall in, the old saying by the old people is dig two. One for them, if they so happen to have the misfortune, but the other be for you, which undoubtedly is reserved. Appreciate your scrapbook. I see you out there, man. Scrapbook Boxing will join me for another new In the Eye of the Storm tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. If you want to hear some boxing talk by the great historian, show up. There will be no BS there, I guarantee you. Two men talking boxing. But you scum, snitch, bastard motherfuckers ain't welcome. And you know who you are. I just said your name. Answer that bell. This is deeper than boxing. Deeper. The hours that I've put in producing content, the channel, the guest, the material, I stand upon these works proudly. There have been times when I wasn't feeling so well, health issues. I've even had to take time off from time to time just to take a break. But have always produced like a champ, not a chump. And ungrateful wretches sit back and look for ways to stand between those who support the brand and those who do not. But why? Why trouble yourself? You know, when my brother Kurt Sugar passed away, there were so many people speaking respectfully about his name and his accomplishments and how he would be missed. But I called into question like the sincerity, because when we were doing our live shows, they weren't there. The numbers didn't reflect that. Oh, some just felt like, oh, I can catch him on replay. He's gone, people. He's still with us in spirit. God bless. And I feel more fortunate having known the man, even if it were just over the airwaves here and the telephone. But one thing that I can take with me is we were live together, he, Scrapbook, and myself. And we all gave something to one another when we came together. So to miss it when it was live, when it was kinetic, it was actually happening spontaneously. You missed out on that. Not me, not he, not Scrap. And one of these days, I'm not going to be here. And some of you may say, hey, you know, he was all right. Some of you may miss. Some of you may not give a damn or bat an eye. And that's cool too. But the point I'm making is we all have our time. Why not make the most of it? Why are you out here creating dissension, separation, division? Why? You could be doing something better with yourself. But since you are of such low existence, crawl upon your belly like a snake does and go into a hole somewhere and get the hell away from my channel. More family has come into the building. MP, WTF, what's good with you? Big Texas, ATX, Cletus Smith in the building. Andrew Charles. IGM Tim, what's good with you? Antonio MMA, Anthony Bolton. Kui, I see you out there, sister. Picasso, what's good? That's right, Antonio. Everybody ain't gonna make it. Grand Regent Thrag is out there saying, salute Stormy, salute to you. Theseus GQ is out there saying, salute King, salute right back at you. He who greets with fire, welcome. OG Stormybman, salute, he says. Picasso, shout out to you as well. You see, I pay attention, man, more than you know. And I'm not the kind of person that's always going to say something. I always want to, though. I've had to learn reservation from those around me. Because I am quick to anger and have absolutely no patience whatsoever. So those are faults within me. But I also have humility. And some of these brothers in the community need to learn about that. Because when someone reaches out, you should at least listen to what they have to say. Not listening, not leaving the door open, not even returning a call says more about you than you know. You might think that you got a grip. Nah, bruh. What you've shown is how you slip. Edgar Chavez, I see you out there. What's good with you? You know, William, what happens is, as you get older, what people think becomes less important. So I can understand that because I'm in that phase of my life as well. But the thing about speaking your mind is liberating yourself from things that can bind you and torment your spirit. But what I am learning and constantly reminding myself is this. It's also about how you articulate. You can ask someone to leave, or you can tell them to get the hell out of here. The message is the same. Very much the same. Just Do Boxing. What's good with you? I see you out there, brother. There's a reason that I title my shows, but you have to watch them to get the gist of it. I don't do clickbait. I could put Canelo in the title, or Wilder in the title, or Tank in the title, Earl or Bud, or Earl and Bud in the title. Every show. And the numbers will probably be 50% more than what they normally are, if not more. Yeah. But see, creativity flows like a river. Those lacking are stagnant, like dust. Dust needs the wind or something to stir it up to have motion. Huh? You see that analogy? Water and dust. I just got a message about 40 minutes ago, people, that my Patreon page has been launched. So you can find Stormy on Patreon. I will be putting content up as soon as I can. Those who are interested in joining and signing up, I may produce a commercial and put it on my community page so you guys can see that. But Patreon will be enjoying some of my creative content, like what I was trying to do last night. And the only way you'll be privy to that is to be an official member of my Patreon. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine too. But life is about choices, isn't it? And that's what I choose to do. You turn lemons into lemonade, stumbling blocks into stepping stones. Didn't you hear me say a moment ago that I shake the dust from my shoes and I walk? But it ain't over. I didn't hear no bell. Kui, sister, you know what's interesting? The ignorance of people that will come and sit and listen to you and hate on what you're saying or doing or whatever, but they will be there from start to finish. What the hell is that all about? I'm in my mid-50s and I ain't figured that out yet. Have you ever been disgusted with something and you got up and you left? You said, let's leave this place. I don't like this place. I don't want to be here. Let me go. What the hell are you sitting there cringing and frowning up your face and clutching your fists and spitting and foaming for? Why? You fucking dummy. You. And then when you go live tomorrow, they write back. If they haven't given you a reason to block them. But you block them with your energy. There's another level of intelligence. Like I said, it ain't for everybody. Because everybody ain't gonna make it. Yeah, Laws. I had a really good plan to go through with that show. And guess what? The fight between the sons isn't until next week. So maybe I'll get a chance to do it on Patreon. Yeah. How about that? And I got an even fresher copy of the fight. 720p. About as clear as you can get it. Yeah. You see, it's just like this conversation I'm having right now. I'm still going to talk some boxing, but I got to get this out of the way first. Like Kwee says, I got something to say. Stormy has something to say this evening. And the turds gonna do what they do. They're gonna swim around in the toilet until I flush. And my plumbing ain't backed up. Yeah. Isn't that something just do? Notice, you guys mentioned that a couple of times. I hadn't even said anything about that. It's all connected, man. If you don't think, and Drew Titan has said this, 78 has said this, Black has said this. If you don't think they watching us, don't forget, when the pandemic struck, a lot of them were bitching, moaning, and be groaning because us YouTubers were thriving and surviving. What were they doing? Radio out here reporting. Yeah. Huh? And that other chick. Huh? What were they doing? They're gonna crush us. Yes, we are. William, my Patreon will start like at $5. And I was going to set it a little higher, but I decided to just start it at $5. And I will move some of my material and content over there, including like my 3 Wise Men of Boxing. That may be something that you guys will get a chance to enjoy right away, because unless you're a member of my channel, you can't enjoy that content. But when I move it to Patreon, you'll have to be a Patreon and or a member of the channel here. But I'm not trying to put anyone through a money squeeze, William. Understand that. Remember, I said I'm not in this to get rich. I'm in this for enrichment. Two different things. If I was going to be blessed economically, it will come from another hand, not from the dirty man. You understand? Bars. Yeah, but there's plenty of dope ideas that Stormybman has. All it requires is for someone to take in the content. That's all it requires. Take in the content. There's always some good things happening here on this channel. But understand, you got so many haters and you got so much bullshit. Sometimes it's difficult to siphon through to get to something good. It's just like I don't take kindly to people saying, I didn't get the notification that you were live. If you follow my channel, my shows are the same night every week at the same time. And I typically put out a notification if I'm not going to be live on my community page, unless an emergency happens. The video content that I put out, I usually premiere that so people can get an alert. I don't premiere it because I'm like, here's a grand video from Stormybman. I realize how premieres work. If you premiere it, the countdown and stuff, Stormybman got a video uploading in 30 minutes. That's usually like the notification. But there are people who will come by religiously and check out some of my content, and then there are people who don't even fool with it. And it's amazing, man. It really is. I've seen some shit video and it's like, really? They tuned in for that? My videos going forward are going to be fly. You guys if you're watching it, you're going to catch it. If you're not, fuck you. Because I put work into things. I can sit in front of a mic and just have and be like, hey, eating chicken on the microphone while I'm doing it. I could do all of that. But why? That's why, William, I call them snakes and hater ass motherfuckers. That's why. Because that's exactly who and what they are. Have you noticed that some of them are now trying to do interviews and stuff like that? Yeah. My In the Eye of the Storm covers other content creators, but I've had several of them stand me up. I've never said their names, but they know who they are. Stand me up. Do I come across like a guy who would stand others up? But why they do that to Stormy though? Why? No respect. So why in the fuck should I respect them? They give you no reason to respect them. As I stated earlier in the stream, I spit upon them. Spew thee out of my mouth. You don't see any of the major content creators in this chat, do you? That should tell you what you need to know. But when you go there, do you see me? I think you do. And when you don't, it's I'm busy. I got you, Laws D. I had a guy that was a colleague of mine. We started out working together. We became friends. He was from Cuba. We'd laugh and joke and have a great time on the job. We were like two silly girls, giggling and laughing all the time because the job we did working on cars, it wasn't fun, but we made the most out of it. Great times. We were young then. And even as we grew older and began to have different lives, we found different jobs, we started family and everything like that. I stay in touch with him. I called him one day, check on him, We were having a conversation and he said to me, before we ended our conversation, he said, man, you're the only person I've ever known in my life that you'll just call me out the blue and say, hey, man, how you doing? He said, you don't call to tell me bad news. You don't call to borrow money. You don't call to dump and unload. He said, you just call out of the blue and say, hey, man, I was thinking about you. How you doing? What's going on with you? We ain't talked in a while. He's like, bro, I really appreciate your friendship. Man to man. That's man shit right there. You see, you lead by example, people. You treat people like you would like to be treated. That doesn't mean that everybody's going to treat you the way you would like to be treated. But it'll teach you the lessons of knowing the difference. 1,000, as some of you would say. Mentu Bahotep, salute to you. Coach 67 Sports TV, salute to you. Andrew Charles says, you got your own lane, Stormy, and the people that rock with you really appreciate you. Yeah. Yeah. Do you guys know why Christ had 12 disciples? Think about that for a moment. 12 disciples. Salute to Dark Truth out there in that super chat. We appreciate your donation. He says, peace, Stormy, and peace to the chat. Peace to you, brother, and thank you again. How many days did it take God to create the world that we live in? There is a reason I asked that question, and I am looking for an answer. Eric R. Incorrect. But thank you for giving an answer. Daryl Alexander, you are correct. William, I asked how many days did it take God to create the earth that we live in? Michael Johnson, Boxing Talking More. What's good, brother? How you doing? Antonio. There you go. There you go, Eric. How many tribes of Israel? How many tribes? I'm asking these questions because numerology, the order of the universe, is designed a certain kind of way. We have 5 natural senses: right, sight, scent, hearing, feeling, speaking, right? Now I'm getting ready to blow you away with something. You ever heard of the sixth sense? Have you ever heard of the sixth sense? Can someone tell me what the sixth sense is? Waiting on an answer. Class is in session, so pay attention. Isn't that what Big Homie Coop usually writes at the beginning of the show in the chat? Candy Slim 501. I'd say intuition. It has, Antonio saying, the pineal gland. Listen, it has everything to do with the thought process, the cerebral process. Now let me bring it all home for you. Six days to create the world. On the 7th day he rested. 12 tribes of Israel. 12 disciples. 6 and 6 is what? 12? But in order to understand the parables, Christ spoke in parables, but he teaches that the parables, when he was asked by a disciple, why? Because the message isn't for everyone. Just like you hear me say how many times? Everybody ain't gonna make it. You have 5 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 fingers and a thumb. But your extremities, 2 arms, 2 legs, and the head. Do you not see that there is a natural order to the process of things? But how many people walk around with this type of understanding? Putting it all together, what our existence means. The universe is 360 degrees. I tried to show you something just in what I said. But these people out here want to take me off the air for a live stream of showing some boxing from 30 years ago. But they're showing the same shit on TV this week. But somebody is reporting this stuff. Somebody is initiating it. But are they talking about what I'm talking about? No. Why? Because we are on different planes of existence. Huh? We ain't on the same level. And how many times have people spoken and said, there's levels to this shit? Huh? I don't just say it. I show you. Like I just did. You're welcome. You see? That sensei moniker is fitting. Mentu Bahotep. A circle is what? A circle, a sphere is what? Real Spill, what's good with you? The yin and yang is drawn inside of a what? Do not try to overthink the process. But I know what you're trying to say. You see? Even when someone tries to be on top There's always a way to show them. It depends on from which position that you stand. Y'all ready for some boxing talk? Just a message to my haters.
This is Sparta!
Yeah. I'm just letting you know there's still life in the storm. Huh? Still life there. Just in case someone got it mixed up. Huh? You know, people fuck up sometimes. So what y'all think about earlier this week? You know, we had a little news come down the pipeline that King Rye ran up on Tank Davis, huh? What the hell he do that for, man? What the hell? What did he do that for, huh? You don't run up on a brother like Tank Davis, huh? You don't do that, right? See, you know, living in that fantasy world got this dude all fucked up, huh? And he damn near got fucked up. Running in on there on Tank Davis, man. Now, y'all know the fight ain't gonna never happen now, right? The fight ain't gonna happen. No, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen, man. You know, I listened to BFTB break that down, man. I was cracking up because, you know, Roy Jones made that song, Y'all Must Have Forgot. Ryan came outside of himself and just, you know, he did one of those hold my beer, huh? But he shouldn't have did that. Man, dude, I couldn't contain the laughter, and just seeing him do the social media posts he did after that and everything, man, when he was sitting up there talking about, you know, he you know, I don't know, you know, Tank is really, you know, he's about it. That's right. He is about it. But hey, man, when I saw that, the only thing I could think of was this, and y'all gonna know exactly what I mean when I play this. When Tank rolled, when Ryan rolled up on Tank, and Tank immediately responded, this is what I thought about, y'all.
You see something? Now you see now, you done fucked up. You don't got nothing to do.
I see what I'm saying. I thought.
No, so, you know what I'm saying? You done fucked up now. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, man. Oh man, wait a minute. But y'all remember when he was at the fights and he bet he bet Earl that money that Rolly was gonna win that fight against Tank, and then they showed Earl was cheering like, yeah, Tank. He turned around and looked at Ryan, and Ryan had that look on his face.
Now you see something. Now you see now, you done fucked up. You don't got nothing to do.
I see what I'm saying. I thought.
No, so, you know what I'm saying? You done fucked up now. You know that, don't you?
Man, that shit was hilarious. That kid need to go sit his ass down somewhere before he loses his life. He need to go sit down. You know what Ryan is? He's a fucking deer walking in the woods and don't see cheetahs and lions and jackals and everything out there. Wait, he just breaking tree branches on the ground and shit, making noise, looking around, but them damn hunting animals is just waiting on his ass. Man, that's all I can think about though. You know you done fucked up, don't you? Don't you? And it's like he must have said, wow, it's a really, really world here. He shouldn't even get in the boxing ring no more. That right there, when Tank grabbed that nigga in his neck, man, all of his soul. Somebody said that Tank snatched his chain. Listen, Tank snatched that sucker's soul. He snatched his soul when he grabbed him. Oh man. Anyway, I just thought I'd open up with that laugh right there, because that thing, man, when I heard that, I was like, I was too cracking up on that one, man. Yeah. But yeah, we got news reports that the Haneys arrived in Australia this week too, getting prepared for the big October 15th scheduled rematch in Melbourne between Devin and George Cambozo's Circus. looking forward to this, man. You know, they asked for this. They wanted this type of contract to make Devin come back over there and, you know, play the staple singers. Let's do it again. For some reason, they had to see this again. And they never too old for they wants to hurt them, as Riddick Bowe used to say. Huh? And I think they going to get it too. Huh? Hopefully this time, though, Devin blows the guy up out of there. Huh? And give him more than what he bargained for. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't think that Kambosos can do anything, you know, boxing wise to be better. But I do believe that Devin can do some things to hurt him in a better way this time. And it would look so much great if he can just take him out. Take him out like the trash in the evening, huh? Put him in a can where he belong. And where's all that talk, huh? From Kambozo Circus, huh? The Emperor and all of that stuff, huh? He been dethroned, ain't he? As far as I heard, the Emperor was dethroned. Yeah, but I expect Devin to really step his game up in this one, because the confidence from his performance the first time around, and knowing what Kambosos brings to the ring, and having his dad there with him from the entire time, not having to worry about all those other little tricks and things that they pulled. This time is you know, twist they caps back. That's what it is this time around. And I look forward to that. I really do. And you know, also getting ready for his date on the 15th. It's now been announced that it's going to be $74.99 on pay-per-view, Fox PBC pay-per-view, Wilder versus Hellenius. Listen, man, it's a shame that it has to be pay-per-view against Hellenius, but you know, this is what they're doing. I was going to talk about the fact that they're giving us pay-per-view fights that we don't need them to be pay-per-view. And then the pay-per-views that we need, they're not making. I mean, come on. Boxing is really in a bad place when it comes down to those things. And maybe I'll save that for another topic, because it's just not something that I'm getting with. I'm from an era and grew up in an era and witnessed an era where the best fighters fought one another and there weren't all these holdups like you see today. A lot of it is centered around money. A lot of it is money that they don't want to pay certain fighters. A lot of it is the promoters trying to put themselves out front for the lion's share. And the other part of it is, you know, networks are always now looking to broadcast fights as championship fights. Every fight is not a championship fight, man. You don't have to do that. You don't have to try to profess that every fight that you're giving the people is pay-per-view, is, you know, something that is like, show some fights on TV for a change, so that people can get to know some of these fighters and they can really build a solid fan base. Huh? Stop fooling around and give us the real deal. Some boxing at the end of the day. Yeah, they're doing that, Shower. They're doing that on purpose. That's to diminish that these guys' box office don't be as good as it could be, because if you know, when by the time these fights take place, you got Shields and Marshall. They wouldn't do that to Canelo. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't make you watch Canelo and Zerto and whoever else, the Mexican fighters. They wouldn't make all of them, fight on the same day. Hey, William, he is a role model. He is. He's a model for people, a model citizen, man. I've been saying that for a long time. I tell you, going all the way back to that famous soundbite laced interview with Radio Raheem. When I saw Wilder in that interview and a few other interviews, I was like, you know what? This guy I could really support. I could get behind him because I like what he's standing for. But I'll tell you, that's not what the establishment wants. Not at all. That's not what they want. Yeah. Candy Slim, you may be right. 135, that's going to be the division. But I'm going to tell you, what's going to make it not the division is the guys not fighting each other. That's the thing. The guys not, it's okay if guys are going to be rumbling. But if they all just going to be swimming in the pool like you see in some aquariums, the fish be scattered, and they don't get close to each other. If they doing that kind of foolishness, then, might as well bust it all open. Break it up. But I'm going to tell you this, though. Nobody wants to hear this, but I'm going to say it. Fighters, professional boxers, need to stay the hell off of social media. They should get a hold of some PR people and then allow PR people to be their allow them to be their press releases and things like that, because there's a such thing, and it still is, even in the social media time, there's good press and bad press. And some of these fighters, when they go live and they turn their cameras on and they start talking and behaving and misbehaving, hey, man, it's not always a good thing. It really isn't. And I don't like it. Some guys need to shut the hell up. I remember when people were complaining about Bud Crawford. that he doesn't talk enough. He doesn't do, and then once he start talking, y'all wish he would shut up. Well, y'all were the one that wanted him to talk and everything. I was fine with him being a quiet guy and just coming to the ring and do his thing. Y'all was demanding this of him. Huh? Well, now you don't like him. That's on you. That's what you did. Take responsibility and accountability for your role in that. Huh? Yeah, Mental Bull. Hotep, yeah, absolutely. He says, I agree. Stay off of social media, 1,000. Yeah, stay off of it, man. If you're going to do an interview with a channel or something like that, that's fine. But don't be going live, sitting in your living room, just finish off a slice of watermelon and you talking crap and all that. Or you just came back in from the club. I mean, I don't need that type of access, man. I really don't. That's why I don't have Twitter. I don't have Instagram. And ain't looking for it either. Because sometimes you just have to say no. Huh? You just say no. You know, all of that access can be like a narcotic for people. It make you narcissistic. It make you like, oh, I can't wait to get on the camera. Do you know we got YouTubers out here like that? Content creators. Hey, y'all, I'm back. I just wanted to come on here and do a quick live. See? Yeah. You know, I do a show. I have a format. Friday night chop session is a 2-hour show. My Tuesday tussle is a 1-hour show. My Nerds on Culture is a 1-hour show. We usually run a few minutes over. But there's consistency there. It's like, sometimes I'll do a stream in between those shows on a weekday that is normally a day I don't stream or something like that. And then I upload videos. I know y'all can't wait to see my handsome face, but you know what? No, sometimes I gotta, close this up. Huh? Take it off the airwaves sometimes. People drive and have car accidents and stuff looking at me, But yeah, Shawa is correct. Vanity. It's like, my whole thing is when I create, it's like, dude, I try to make it a production for you guys. Have you ever looked at really what I do? The intros, the music, and the video clips and stuff. I put this stuff together for you guys, man. I don't have to do that for me. I have to remind myself sometimes to go back and watch content because if I made some mistakes or if there's some improvements I could do and stuff like that. Yeah. And I can typically fill the time slots because I know what I want to say and the points I want to make and things like that. Shawa says, my favorite is Stormybman going in and saying, yeah. Oh, I know what you're saying, Shawa. Asante, what's good with you? Mm-hmm. I have a few sayings, man. It's like they just come too. It's like they're there, and it's not like I just pull them out like I'm gonna say this, but it's like They happen at certain times. But yeah, this Shields versus Marshall card that's coming up on the 15th as well. Big all women's card. I think they're going to continue to keep it as a all women's card. Everyone who was supposed to appear on the September date will be brought back for this date. Baumgartner versus Meyer. Man, that might be the fight of the night right there. I love the fact that they have 4 of the, big names of women boxing on the card, because they're going to all try to outdo each other. That's good for us. You know what I'm saying, y'all? It's like, think about it. That's going to make everybody bring their A game that night. It's going to be somebody on that card that night. You see all those ladies line up at the bottom down there, right? Those are, I think, Danny Dubois' sister, Caroline. She's fighting. Listen, they're going to come out there that night and try to outdo each other. We're going to see some damn good fights on that night. So y'all better not miss this card. I know Wilder's fighting, but set your DVR or something, because there's going to be somebody get their butt kicked. And you're going to be like, man, I missed it. Yeah. And Baumgartner and Meyer, man, they've been having some great trash talk. They've been going back and forth like Ali and Frazier, man. I think that's going to be a really good fight. And I'm going to tell you something. I think Clarissa Shields going to beat this lady Savannah Marshall up, y'all. I think she is. Marshall might hit her with some hard shots and everything, but Clarissa, one of the things that people don't give her enough credit for is Clarissa fights like a man. In a woman's body. And what I mean by that is no slight to women whatsoever. It really isn't. It means that her technique and skill set, everything she's put together to have the type of success that she's enjoyed all the way from the amateurs through the pros. She has that next level type of approach as a woman fighting out here. And you have to understand that Meyer and Baumgartner and all those others, even down to young Caroline, they are following Clarissa's lead. She's the trendsetter now. She's the Serena Williams. And that's a great position to be in, because if you're great, if you're good, if you're the best, you show the world. And in boxing, you always need that dance partner, huh? And Marshall is providing that. That's exciting within itself. That's an exciting thing to look forward to. Which brings me to something to talk about my women's thunderous top 10. I haven't had a chance to update it, but I think I'm going to make some changes on it. But this is where I am currently with the women's thunderous top 10. Right now, at number 10, I had Alicia Baumgardner. At number 9, I had Christina Hammer. At number 8, I had Delphine Persoon. At number 7, I had Michaela Mayer. At number 6, I had Sinisa Estrada. At number 5, I had Jessica McCaskill. At number 4, I had Francine Cruz Discern. At number 3, I had Amanda Serrano. At number 2, I had Katie Taylor. And at number 1, I had Clarissa Shields. Now, I believe this is a solid women's pound for pound list. There's some ass kickers out here, on this list. Some very good female fighters. These women are pretty damn good. You might even juggle around a couple of those in the lower, the lower 5. But they all, I feel, belong on that list. They all belong on that list. And I think that's a pretty damn solid list there. And that's a pretty damn good shot of Layla Ali, too, if I say so myself. I was always looking for a great backdrop photo for the women's top 10, pound for pound. And I thought that was a good one there. So Layla, as beautiful as she is, doing her thing after winning, yeah. Salute to the Jab Jamboree. I see you out there, brother. Antonio says Alicia been popping her stuff. Well, I hope she just saved something for the ring, man, because y'all like Alicia because she's a pretty girl, but and she can fight a little bit. But she better not underestimate Michaela, man. Michaela can fight as well. Michaela and Clarissa are kind of like, they're different in styles, but I think their disposition and their approach to their profession are quite similar. And Al Mitchell has done a wonderful job with Michaela, I have to say. What's good, Signature Sounds? I see you out there, brother. See you out there. Yeah. In my background on my monitor, I got Terry Harper fighting in this fight against Hannah Rankin. And Harper, man, she's pretty darn good herself. Even though Baumgardner got to her, that might have been a fluke, or it may have been she just caught her. I don't know, but Harper can fight too. Sometimes you could get caught with stuff, Yeah, but what you guys think of my thunderous top 10 for the ladies? Huh? It's that thunderous top 10, y'all. Yeah, Stormy had to put stuff together for you. You know what I mean? I told you I be putting things together out there. Huh? William says, I've always been in love with Layla Ali. The woman is gorgeous and she can fight. Yeah, man. Yeah. Shower says OTB did film comparison with Meyer and Baumgartner that was excellent. I think Alicia will be on guard. She better be. I don't like the guys that are working Alicia's corner, though. I don't like those guys. Tony Harrison and them other cats. There's just certain things about certain kind of cornermen and the way they behave. It's like, they better not be sleep on Mr. Mitchell, though. There's a reason that he's like an old sage, a Yoda. You understand? And he knows how to do. Looking at Terry Harper in this fight against Rankin, she's fighting much better than when she fought Baumgartner. I think Baumgartner caught her sleeping and put her to sleep. Yeah. Eric R. says, excellent work. TS Boxing, what's good with you, brother? Where you been? William says, great top 10. Appreciate that, William. Yeah. Shower, you notice I wrenched you up, sweetie. Had to wrench you up. You show some solid support out there. Yeah, Harper's boxing much better in this fight. Yeah. So we got those 3 cards on the same day, October 15th. Man, that sucks. It really does. But next Saturday, we got this one. Even though DAZN tried to come in there and mess with me and everything on my coverage of their dads from 30 years ago. But it's going to be an interesting fight. This is a blood sacrifice here. These 2 guys are going to be in there fighting for their family honor and stuff like that. Hatfields and McCoys type stuff. William, I am so glad that you said that, because it's obvious that, first of all, you're your own man and you have your own mind. Secondly, I can tell you've been listening to Stormybman, which I appreciate that as well. But yeah, they are going to ask questions of each other. But I do believe that Meyer can take it to another level. I don't believe that Baumgartner has taken it to another level yet. And she has suffered a loss already. Now, losing does not mean the end of the world. But undefeated fighters are hard to defeat for the first time at the championship level. If she makes mistakes, Mayer's going to make her pay for it. If she shows any weakness, Mayer is going to make her pay for it. And Mayer did say something at one of the press conferences about her in her last fight. I forget the young lady's name that Baumgartner fought, but it was after the Terry Harper fight. And she was kind of concerned because she had thrown some good stuff at the girl and the girl was still there. And when she come back to her corner, she's talking to her coaches. You know, she ain't going down or this or that or blah, blah, you know, and a little disappointed in not being able to get the girl up out of there. And Mayer talked about that. She spoke about her being concerned if something's not going her way. You got to just keep at it. You can't be worried. She takes a good punch, give her a couple more good ones. Huh? That's how you do that. You don't worry that the person is not going nowhere. You got a bell from 1st to 12. If they're there at the end of 12, make sure you're giving them everything you can in between. That's what you have to do. That's the philosophy. And my man, Antonio MMA, if you're still out there, know that when you have your matches, if the person can take what you got, you just keep giving them more. That's all. That's why you got to be in condition in case you have to give it to them all night long. Huh? And then be victorious as a result of having given the most. That's how you do that. Mental and physical conditioning. It's a marriage. That's what you have to do. I remember Lennox Lewis taking on, who was he saying? He was saying it against somebody he fought. If I had a moment to think about it, I remember exactly who the opponent was. But Lennox had spoke about his opponent being in there taking those right hands from him. And I think he was asked by Larry Merchant. He was like, oh, Lennox, he took some heavy right hands from you. And Lennox was like, yeah, he took some good right hands. But I'm like, okay, you could take some good right hands. Have some more then. That's what Lennox said. But that's the type of mental approach you have to have. I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to keep giving them to you. Huh? It's going to be you who decide that you won't want to get hit with them anymore. Not me deciding I don't want to hit you no more. Huh? Antonio says, I don't think Eubank's conditioning is going to be there. Yeah, I've been hearing some reports about him being on social media eating burgers and cakes and stuff. I don't, he may intentionally be trying to mess this up. I don't know, man. I don't know the two guys that well. And from them being over there, I would have to kind of rely on what Laws D may have to offer on them more than what we could see just on video or what they're showing, because they always show us what they want us to see, but not necessarily what we need to see. You know what I mean? So I think of it like that. Yeah, Antonio, if he's doing that kind of stuff, man, the fight might not happen. I don't know, because he's supposed to be dropping weight, and he can't be eating like that and cutting weight unless he intends to do something really weird. If there's no drug testing or something, he's going to take something that's going to extract all that weight from him. Because remember, Canelo lost that 10 pounds in one day or something like that. There are weight strippers and stuff that you can take that will totally debilitate your body. You know, in 24 hours you can rehydrate, but it's like he may be looking to do that. I don't know. Man, Harper's whooping on this girl. There's something about a woman fighter, man. It's like, it's a tough woman, you know. It's like you watch these ladies be fighting, man. And some of them, you know what I think, and forgive me if this may sound a little disrespectful toward women boxers. I don't think some of them know the dangers of the sport. I don't think they do. I think that they're very courageous because they're in something and they're committed to it, and they want to show that they can be the best that they can. But I don't believe that they all realize the danger of it all. You can die in there. We just had a fighter die 5 days after his fight. This stuff can happen, man. It ain't no joke. Yeah, buddy. So we will see what it will be. Salute to Candy Slim 501 out there in that super chat. He says, Eubanks is trolling and all in Ben's head, but Ben is training hard and shit may get interesting if Eubanks is drained. Yeah, I know that Ben is training hard. Let me tell you something about Conor Ben. I made a comment about him about late last year sometime, talking about the young welterweights, and I had him just behind Boots Ennis, Virgil Ortiz, Imantas Stanionis, and himself. I felt like Conor is like bringing up the rear, but he's in that pact. But he might be somebody that's more explosive than any of those guys. And if he hits you on your chin, he can get you up out of there. If he beats Chris Eubank Jr. by knockout, I ain't talking about just outboxing him to a victory, but if he knocks Chris Eubank Jr. out, the rest of the welterweights better watch out. They better watch out. Seriously. Salute to Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. What's good with you, bro? Good to see you out there, man. Good to see you. William says, Stormy, I'm hoping that Eddie Germ doesn't ruin Conor Ben by making him fight a guy who fights at a much higher weight class. You know, he did that with Triple G and Kell Brook, right? Same situation. Triple G is at 160. Kell Brook was at 147. Something about Eddie Hearn, man. I don't know, man. I wouldn't want to be in business with that guy for an extended period of time. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, William says, yeah, I know. That's why I said what I did. I hear you, man. I hear you. I hear you. This boxing is something else, man. But we'll see what those guys do. We'll see. Sheena has fell into the building. What's good with you, Sheena? I see you out there with those channel emojis. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, buddy. Well, yeah, we're going to get ready to wrap it on up. You guys get ready to get on up out of here. It's been another great show. I'm glad most of you stuck around to hear what I had to say for that first hour, because I needed to put it out there. You know what I mean? I'm not always having those direct messages like that, but at the same time, when they trying to harm my channel, you know, taking my content down, you know, my content is solid, man. Ain't nobody out here trying to get rich off of anybody or anything like that. I do what I do with respect for the sport, you know. These people trying to cause problems, huh? But just know I do what I do. I ain't worried about these other folks. But yeah, no fights this weekend, I think, and we'll be able to rest up for next weekend. But you guys that want to check me in Scrapbook Boxing out tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, we got In the Eye of the Storm. Scrapbook is coming back for another In the Eye of the Storm, and he requested this, and we're going to bring it to you. Some straight boxing talk from the old historian there. So just know we're doing that, and show up, support. But we're going to get on up out of here. You guys have a great weekend. This has been another Friday night chop session with Stormybman. 170. We call this one, This is Deeper Than Boxing. You better believe it. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Peace to everybody out there. We'll catch you guys on the next one.